We're really excited about starting SEC play. I think what you try to do in your non-conference schedule is to prepare yourself for your league and to get your team as hopefully as good as they can possibly be. So we're excited about now seeing where we are. With the team, Jordan is still not feeling well, will not be in practice today. Ray is getting to continuing to progress, getting to do a little bit more each day in practice. So don't know what that means in terms of a timeline still, but the progression has been there. So the team feels good. They're excited, and we're ready to go.
Kellie, has Ray progressed at all in what she's doing in practice, or can you give us an update on that, how far she's gotten as far as practice participation?
Yeah, Ray's been able to. I think each practice she's getting to do a little bit more, and it's really to her comfort level and part of where we're at right now is letting her do more and then seeing how her body reacts in response to that the following day. So, I think she's getting a little bit more confident every day. We're starting to progress her into more drills for sure in practice right now.
Do you have any idea if Jordan Horseman will be available tomorrow? Just kind of game time call?
Yeah, probably one of those game time or game day decisions for sure. So at this point, I know she can't be here today, so it's makes it a little difficult.
Film just right away. What does Alabama kind of offer that might be threatening to you guys?
So Alabama has 3 athletic perimeter players that can get to the basket and can shoot threes. And I think their quickness on the perimeter is one of their strengths. They do a really good job of going to those top 3 players. And I think they're very well coached. I think they run a lot of good stuff. They're putting points on the board. And then, they've got the right pieces around those 3 to get them the basketball.
I know you've been working on different defenses in your last 2 games against ETSU and UT. Run maybe a little bit more defense against those 3 players that you were mentioning?
At this point, we'll have a plan A, and we'll probably have a plan B, and probably a plan C going into the game. I think right now everybody knows our main defense is our man, and we want our man to be as good as it can possibly be. We've got to at some point be a little bit more confident, a little more comfortable with alternative defense. Whether that is working with what we have and getting it a little better, or maybe finding something else that we want to put in. So it's still a work in our alternate defenses are still work in progress.
Coming off or starting, not coming off the bench for the first game, how do you just think that she did in that starter position?
I think Sarah is really good. I think she is very talented. I think she's very composed, very mature. And, that was another one of those situations where it was honestly a game time decision, and she handled it really well. And I think the maturity really helps her there. And then the confidence that she has and her teammates have in her really helps when you have to jump in the starting lineup.
Kellie, you said before Monday's game that you wanted to see really sharp defense, especially one-on-one. Did you feel like you saw what you wanted to see going into SEC play?
I thought defensively we had a lot of breakdowns, and I thought our off-the-ball defense, more of it being our system. I didn't think we executed our system as well as we need to, and we really worked hard on that after that game, watched it on film. We've got to get better there, and I think sometimes when you have Tamari Key in the paint, you got a big eraser back there that can clean up a lot of our mistakes. We have to make less mistakes. I think that's really important, and I think our team understands that. So we've got to get better. We weren't as good as I wanted to be in that game, but I think our team understands it, and we'll keep working hard to get better.
These offensive numbers have been improving the past few games. Is it just getting the ball in the post more, like you've been preaching, or what is the storyline behind that, I guess?
Yeah, I think, if you look at the progression that we've had as a team this year, and then you can go back 2 years, you can easily see we get the ball in the paint more now, more consistently, in better position to score. Now, part of that is our execution has been a little bit better on the perimeter. We are looking for our post players, but also they are doing a great job of posting up and looking for the right spot to get the ball in. So it's been a lot of different things, great combination of those things. Tamari's playing with great confidence. There's no doubt that alone has been able to elevate her game. And I think the way she carries herself in practice, I mean, we're in practice yesterday and we are continuing to pound the ball inside. And I just want to sit back and smile at one point because it's like the light bulb clicked with this group and they understand now she's not going to score every point, and we're gonna still have opportunities on the perimeter, but our team understands that is a strength of ours.
Kellie, this is your third season at Tennessee, your third year prepping for SEC play as a head coach. What have you taken away the last couple of years that's helped you this year prepare?
One of the things that I think is important, after you go through a season once, you really know the teams and coaches better. Now you go through there twice, you have a really good understanding of how they play, what their strengths are. You've probably tried some things that worked and tried some things that didn't work versus different coaches and different systems and different styles and different players. So you just have a little bit better confidence, at least I do as a coach, going in with a scouting report. It's not just what I've seen on film. I have a little bit more experience, a little bit more knowledge of what has worked in the past. And I think that's very valuable. And you can't speed that up, right? You can't speed that experience up. So I think that's been really big in terms of our confidence going into this season.
Week off and then playing 3 games in 1 week, how as a head coach do you just kind of manage your players' minutes and making sure that they don't get fatigued?
Well, I thought our first game we were able to keep those minutes about even, which was really good. We needed some high minutes with some of our players coming off the bench. We had a pretty tough practice, and then we'll go the prep practices, so the day before the games will be a little bit lighter this week because we do have 3 games. I think I think our players understand at this point they have to take care of their body. We have to reiterate that. They have to hydrate, they have to eat, they have to do the rehab, they have to do treatment, recovery. There's so much going on right now, especially when you're in a 3-game per week part of your season.
What's the next step that you want to see Ray Burrell take that might make you a little bit more comfortable with having her out here on the court?
Well, I think for her, just getting a little bit more time on the court, live action time on the court in practice. I think that's really the next big step for her.
Is there a mental aspect to coming back from injury like that when it was such kind of a freak, weird injury?
I think when you have an injury and you set out, and I've done this multiple times, unfortunately, there's a huge mental aspect to it. Sometimes it's, she and I have talked, and I've talked to other players about this in the past. Sometimes you have to watch yourself on video, see how you're doing. Sometimes you just got to play through and realize everything's going to be okay. And you have to be really in tune with your body, and you've got to work hard in your rehab to get yourself some confidence. So there's a lot of things that go into coming back, especially if you've been off the court a month or 2. I think extended period of time, it takes some time mentally, and especially a player like Ray, she steps on the court, she wants to be how she was on November 1st. She's going to have to cut herself some slack. Anybody that's missed that much time is going to have to be a little bit patient with their comeback.
I had a huge game, obviously, the other day. How have you seen her confidence build as she's starting to play in a bigger scene, I guess?
Yeah, I think right now we can always count on her being aggressive. We talked to her about continuing to be good at what she's good at, which is rebounding, getting to the basket, knocking down jump shots. I think for her, also now stepping up and being able to guard really good players in our league, I think is going to be a big step for her. But she is so much fun to coach. She's a player that you can walk in, you can be very, very direct, very blunt. Here's the stats. Here's what I need. Here's where you are. You got to be better at this, or you got to do this, or keep doing this. And she typically responds really well in those situations.
To have home court for your first SEC game, obviously big for fans to be here.
Oh, I'm excited that well, if I could petition it. I don't think they're going to let me play all of our games here, but to me, it's the best environment. You know, we had a great crowd on for our opener after Christmas against Chattanooga. I was so excited. I've been excited about hearing some ticket numbers that have been out for this game, for our Alabama game, and I know that's not always easy, especially when you got a big game down the street in Nashville that same day. So I'm super excited about our fans and the community support that we've had here. So when you have this environment, you really do wish all of your games were here. And it's not so much that I don't like traveling or I don't want to play in another gym. This is, if you got the best, you got to be excited about it.
Since Sunday, 4 SEC women's basketball games have been postponed due to COVID within programs. Is your concern mounting a little bit as you guys head into the SEC play yourself, and how to keep your players safe?
Yeah, we had a head coaches meeting this morning, and the majority of that discussion was about COVID and protocols and games and postponements and rescheduling. There's a lot, and obviously it's the trend. It's not just SEC, it's not just women's basketball. You can just see nationally sporting events trending that way, and we're going to do what we can do. I think with this new variant being very contagious, I think it makes it harder. And there are going to be certain things that are out of our control. I get that as well. So we just have to do what we can do and hope we put ourselves in the best position to be safe first and foremost, and then have an opportunity to play.